What does it take to be the best at something? Is it skill? Is it repetition? Or could it be a mixture of both? I've never been much of a competitive Mario Kart player, aside from learning a few shortcuts and trying my best in time trials in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But then Mario Kart World dropped and something inside me changed. I wanted to be the best. I wanted to learn as much as I could, practice everything I saw with the hopes of improving my skill. This is my journey to becoming a Mario Kart World pro. How good are you at Mario Kart? And how good do you think you have to be? See, I bet most of you watching this can win a normal race of Mario Kart on 150cc, like taking candy from a baby. But what if you wanted to be better than that? What if you had to be better than that? Would you be willing to go through the pain and torture to attempt to get there? In order for us to improve, we have to assess where we are right now. So in order to do this, I jumped into a couple of online races and raced as I normally would to see exactly what we were working with and where we had to go. After taking a look at my races, it was obvious to me that I had three main things to look at: skill, familiarity, strategy. And trust me, skill I will definitely need to take a look at many times. After all, progress isn't always a straight line up. So I had to set myself a goal. You start Mario Kart World Online with 3000 VR, which stands for versus rating. And from what I could see online, the best people were between 9000 and 10,000 VR. As a casual player, could I get to 8000? Could I even get near any of the greats? First things first, we need to look at what I need to be aware of when playing Mario Kart World. What's different from Mario Kart 8 and what is new in this game? What could possibly have changed? Rails. Rails are a new feature in Mario Kart World, and they really are difficult to get hold of. 99% of the shortcuts in Mario Kart World require the rails, and it's really hard to land on some of them. Tracks like Airship Fortress, Mario Bros Circuit, and Wario Stadium, just to name a few. You can hit some really great shortcuts with the rails. Just look at this one on Bowser's Castle. You have to charge jump onto the wall in front of you, right trick onto the rail, right trick onto the wall, left trick onto the opposite wall, and try and flip off the sign to cut across the corner. And when it's done successfully, it looks crazy, but it works. Some of these shortcuts can only be pulled off by the best. And whilst I can't do all of the shortcuts, it was important to know that they were there and how people would use them online. I found a lot of the time I would lose races purely because I wasn't familiar with the track and I didn't know where I was going or where others were going. Getting used to and practicing the new tech helped hugely. This paired with practicing the tracks in-game means that we can check familiarity off our list and move on to the next thing. How do you know that you've improved? Could you even point to the moment you did? What does it take to be the best at something? A question I asked at the start of the video, and I still don't think I found the answer to. In a digital world, it's so easy to see everyone who's better than you at something. You don't see what goes behind that, the hard work, the grafting that actually goes to getting that 30-second video. And this goes outside the digital world, getting a promotion at work, winning an award, even Mario Kart. I spent a long time thinking about what the very best had that I didn't. And ultimately, all of these people have skill. Skill is the backbone to doing well in something. Take a look at sports, take a look at Formula 1. These are people who are the best at what they do, all because they have more skill over everyone else. But what actually is skill? Skill defined is the ability to use one's knowledge effectively and readily in execution or performance. And that one word, knowledge, is key. And I know what you're thinking, you can't just get skill. Or can you? If skill is knowledge, then I need to look at the best players. I need to look at what they're doing differently and what I need to change in my performance. I looked at some of the top racers and some of the top creators in the community, and what I quickly realized is they all have one thing that I didn't: strategy. Like everyone else, when I'm playing Mario Kart, my only goal is to win. I'm trying to be in the top spot straight away as soon as that race starts. But as the old saying goes, slow and steady wins the race. And what I didn't realize is having the ability to look 1 lap ahead, 2 laps ahead, even 3 laps is so crucial to getting a good result. Knowing what items I've got in my arsenal and knowing the best time to deploy them. And what I didn't realize is there's not just one hard rule strategy to follow. I need to be able to adapt my strategy depending on what track we're playing, what kind of race we're playing. And from my research, I realized that my strategy had to be different if I was playing on an intermission track compared to a 3-race track. In Mario Kart World, there's a total of 24 players, and intermission tracks tend to be longer races. So if you're in the middle of the pack during your race, it's bound to be chaotic. You'll get hit with red shells, green shells, bombs, anything that they can throw at you. So I found in intermission races, it's better to hang back at the start of the race, get some coins, get some items, and then towards the end of the race, you can really go for it. And 9 times out of 10, I found I was getting the higher spots more often. In 3-lap races, being the front runner and staying in front can be more beneficial, ensuring that you get a fast getaway, keeping away from the pack and keeping a great lead. I had to be thinking about this whilst I was playing and readjusting my strategy on the fly. And with that, we have crossed off all 3 things on our list. All that's left is to put it into practice. But it's strange, isn't it? When you work on something for so long, so hard, and then you're just done. Nothing but silence. And more often than not, you just sit with your friend. Contempt. Should you carry on? Should you complete this? What if you're not the best at something? What if they scowl at you? What if they hate you? What if no one likes you? What if you're terrible at this one thing? You're a failure.
Look at him, he made the video about Mario Kart.
Why would you do that? What's wrong with it? What if we got rid of all of that noise and replace it with, why not? Why can't you? Why shouldn't you? Does it make you happy? Do you want to do it? You want to do it. I want to do it. Will you show up for yourself? Will you back yourself consistently? The answer has to be yes. Because otherwise, what's the point? Why be interested in something if you won't pursue it? Why have ideas if that's all they ever are? You have one chance to take all the chances that you can get, so take them. I think I'm finally ready to begin the journey. I was finally ready to put my skills to the test. Finally ready to climb from 3000 VR to 8000. So I jumped online and I played race after race after race, putting everything I had learned into play. The only thing on my mind, what does it take to be the best at something? I used all the skills I had, all the strategies I learned to climb in that rating. Except when I was playing, I noticed one thing. I was losing. Everything I had done to get to this point and I was losing. Maybe I didn't have what it takes to be the best at something. Now don't get me wrong, I was still climbing in VR. 3000 is a dire place to be. But I wasn't improving at the rate I wanted to. I wasn't climbing to the higher ranks, even though I had done all of this research. And I know to some of you, 8000 VR probably is nothing, but as a casual Mario Kart player who's never really taken it seriously, this was a big deal. I had no idea what I was doing wrong. And then I realized, I think I've looked at this entirely the wrong way. I spent so much time on skill, on familiarity, on strategy, that I forgot one thing. What does it take to be the best at something? When recording and making this video, I realized that skill, familiarity, strategy meant nothing. I was striving so hard to meet these goals that I had set for myself, when really all that mattered was consistency. Trying again and again, showing up for yourself even when you don't want to. How many times in your life have you told yourself you would do something, no matter how skilled you were at it, no matter if you had the strategy pinned down to a T, going to the gym to improve your fitness, trying to improve your art skills, spending years of your life trying to start up a YouTube channel. How many times have you said you would do it and you've come out disappointed, all because there was no consistency? You can spend your life trying to be the best at something, but what's the point without consistency? I might be losing right now, and I'm definitely not the best at something. Certainly not the best at Mario Kart, but my goal is still the same, to reach 8000 VR. And all I have to do is be consistent, because consistency is what it takes to be the best at something. And so for the last time in this video, we can move on to the next thing. Consistency. And that's exactly what I did. I raced and I raced and I raced. And this was the race that took me to 8000 VR. Oh no. And I stalled. I stalled straight away. But it was just the start of the race and I had to be consistent. So I soldiered on and carried racing. I was in 15th place, but I knew I could make the places back if I tried. I took the tightest lines I could and made sure to keep an eye on what items I had and what items were coming up. I knew there was a shortcut here, but I wasn't confident enough to pull it off, so I just carried on going around the main track. I used a mushroom here and cut across a lot of people, but in hindsight, I don't know if I wanted to be at the front this soon. By the time the second lap came around, I was in second place. I used my 2 mushrooms to hopefully get a defensive item when I came around the corner. Unfortunately, I got shocked and lost my items, and I was in a good position. I actually overtook first place, and a blue shell was coming. I thought I was fine, but if you overtake first place, the blue shell actually relocks onto yourself, and it got me. I thought this was it. This was a race that was supposed to get me to 8,000 VR and I just failed. But I remembered the whole point of the video. To be consistent, to show myself that I can do the things I want to do by being consistent. And so I came back to the race. I breathed and I raced as best as I possibly could. I managed to get a red shell and kept it as a defensive item because I didn't want to lose my 3rd place. Lap 2 ends and the crab lagged and I actually almost got hit because of it. I carried on taking the lines that I'm so used to taking at this point. I wait to use my mushroom at this point where I can cut across and put a bomb behind me, which secures me 2nd place. And then I do something so stupid and fly right into a meteor, which lands me in the lava and I lose that place that I just got. We're right at the finish line and there's no way I can get 2nd because he's already crossed the line, but can I get 3rd? And I do. But there's only one thing crossing my mind at the moment. Have I reached 8,000 VR? Have I worked hard enough to get there? Have I been consistent enough? I had my friends' skill, familiarity, and strategy to help me figure out what I was missing. Was it enough? Did I do what I sought out to do with all of this research? And what I've ultimately learned is we put so many expectations on ourselves to do good, to do the best we can, but we never allow for time. I started making this video when the Switch 2 came out. It's now the 28th of July. I have thought, I have deliberated on what this video is going to be about. And it's only almost 2 months later that I have actually thought and figured out what I'm trying to say. And the thing I'm trying to say is the only thing that puts you above others is consistency. Screw what anyone else tells you. If it's something you enjoy, continue to do it time and time again. This video asks the question, can I get from 3,000 to 8,000 VR? And the answer is yes.